Hello, good day. I am back for my second addition to my videos on hopefully giving insight or help to those who may be suffering from depression and different situations. I am going to quickly go over a story where something that happened to me a number of years ago and how I dealt with it, and a subsequent article that I put in the paper. First, I want to say that talking about my stories and whatnot, in no way am I trying to sensationalize anything I've gone through. I'm just telling my stories so that maybe somebody out there might trigger something in themselves, that they're not the only person going through problems, and there is help available. I'm also not telling anybody how to fix their problems. Each person is individual, and you need to search out what's going to work for you. What happened to me and how it did may be right for you, but it may be something different for you as well. Anyway, I will start with my story. Back in about 1996, 10 years into my marriage, I was getting depressed quite badly. And I found that my energy was going down and I couldn't function properly, and I couldn't figure out why. I had the perfect life, so to say. I was married, I had 2 children, I had the car, the house, the job, the career. Everything should have been perfect, but for some reason, me personally, it wasn't right. Being in the paramedic background, I recognized some things in myself that were important to note and get help. First of all, partway into this, I had all the plans made for how I was going to end my life. I knew it was going to be hanging. I knew where it was going to be. I knew what I would even be wearing that day. And I had the note pretty much ready. And it was at that point I realized this is a little scary, and I went to my family physician and said, I need help. He immediately got me into a hospital in Winnipeg for psych center for evaluation and hopefully some help. I was in that hospital for probably a month, talking about different situations and things that were happening, and also observing the different people that came in, how physically they were debilitated by their depressions. Everybody was different. Everybody was unique. And that's what I'm trying to say is what happened to me isn't necessarily what's going to happen to somebody else. But your situation is important and it should be dealt with. I was in that hospital approximately a month. And it was kind of strange, but I grew up in a religious background. I was Baptist raised, and had I been in a more charismatic church, this might not have seemed so out of place or anything, but it seemed that a family friend who was a pastor came in to see me. Very nice fellow, very calming. He asked if he could pray for me, and of course I said yes, no problem. He started to pray for me, and somewhere from when he started till sometime later when I woke up, I couldn't say exactly what happened, but part of my depression seemed to be that I had 2 beings within myself. One that wanted to live, one that did not. And the one that did not want to live was outweighing and tiring out that part of me that wanted to live. When I walked through the hospital doors that day, the first day I went in there, a big relief was taken off my shoulders. I thought I would have been scared, but actually I was relieved, I think because somebody else had to look out for myself. I didn't have to protect myself anymore, and that part of me that wanted to live could rest. So anyway, this pastor came in, and when I awoke after, there was chaos in the hospital. I was taken out and put into a room, a padded room basically. People were asked to leave and get out of the place, and it wasn't until later that I learned that, for lack of a better word, an exorcism had taken place. And like I said, that wouldn't be probably out of the ordinary had I been in a more charismatic church, but I never talked, knew, or anything, and I would never have believed this could be real. Not, but now that I have lived through it, it's a possibility. I woke up, even though the hospital was in chaos, my being was calm. I was collected. My bad feelings were gone. I just woke up totally feeling relaxed and comfortable and happier. So I stayed in the hospital for a little while longer, but weaned off the medications and whatnot and found that I did not need to be there anymore. So I went home and I continued to see a counselor that I was seeing before. And I still believe that seeing a counselor, even when you're not in times of difficulty, can be helpful. I wrote an article in the Nipawin Press, and it was called The Facts About Depression. Going through the situation that I did led me to wanting to be able to help others, and took me into my training to be a counselor. And the doctor that I was seeing at the time was a big inspiration for me taking this on. In the article, I talked about, have you ever felt down in the dumps, like life is not worth living? If so, you're among a large group of people. These are all signs of depression, and for some they're not imagining it, it is real. Some people will at one time or another experience some form of depression, some more severe than others. Depression doesn't discriminate. It happens to men, women, kids, young or old. It can be short-lived or more severe and debilitating. For some, short-lived can be handled on their own. It comes, happens, it goes away. For others, if it's more debilitating, they need assistance. And it is very important that people feel comfortable enough to go and get help. The one thing I find is men are more held back by admitting there's something wrong and going for help, which is too bad because they are human beings. They suffer the same as other people. They have feelings the same as other people. They should feel strong enough to go and get help. You can't brush aside your feelings. They are real. Don't let other people tell you, oh, it's okay, it'll go away, or anything like that. You have to deal with what you have. I remember to myself realizing or saying to myself that there is no hope. And it was not until for a long time that I could finally say the statement was incorrect. There is hope, no matter how devastating things appear to be right now. Anyway, I'm going to have to draw this to an end for today. I will go through the rest of my article the next time I'm on, and I'm hoping everybody has a wonderful time right now, are happy, going on with life. For those that are having some problems, just remember, like I said, there is hope. This is but a moment in time, and you will be a stronger person having dealt with and worked on your problems. So anyway, take care until next time, and we will talk to you again soon. Thanks.